Don't fall for the shiny object syndrome. A quality that any successful entrepreneur must develop is being able to refrain from urges. Like small children having a tendency to chase after every shiny object, most entrepreneurs tend to chase endeavors after endeavors, transaction after transaction, project after project to satisfy the crave and the fear of missing out. However, once they've had a little success with those experiments, the fire within them quickly ceases to burn. This is commonly referred as the shiny object syndrome. Such mindset or behavior quickly leads to a loss of interest and a constant chase for a goal that can never be obtained, trading focus on one business for trying to satisfy greed and pentomath. While it's important to keep up with new technologies and always welcome suggestions and different perspectives for the well-being of your company, you shouldn't. Number 1. First, be obsessed with chasing objectives while neglecting the mission of the business. For example, an enterprise where management always meets the monthly quota, but the customer's feedback is negative. Second, implement deceitful tactics in false advertisement to acquire potential buyers instead of long-term customers. Returning customers not only keep the business afloat by continuously buying, they are also one of the best free forms of advertisement. Third, undercut budget and staff to invest in other non-profitable ventures instead of reinvesting into what's working and growing to prevent it from dying. Every penny made from the company should be reinvested into the company to make it grow and function efficiently, at least at its early stages. Okay, so now you may ask, how do you know if one suffers from the shiny object syndrome? Well, here are a few symptoms most entrepreneurs suffering from the shiny object syndrome may display. Wasting capital. In order to get more profit, most executives will overspend on tools and services they themselves don't know how to use, for they've heard were trendy or were yielding great results. A bad business practice has always been burning money on everything available on the market instead of keeping things concise and cost efficient by only using tools and strategies known to yield great return. Disturbing workflow. Every leader should be aware that his decisions don't just impact the business, they also affect the ability of all team members to keep up with the workflow and workload. Frequent changes in business cause current projects to be invalid or irrelevant, as well as goals not being worth chasing. If continuous, over time, such practice will lead to a fallout in the employees' productivity and loyalty to the company. Jumping ship. The idea of starting new projects always fuels anyone with great excitement. However, it shouldn't be followed if one's already working on something that shows progress. Constantly starting new projects without finishing previous ones is the perfect recipe for a disaster and not reaping the fruits of past labors. How to overcome the shiny object syndrome. Set long-term and short-term goals for every project. Long-term goals will help you anticipate the total duration of a project, whereas short-term goals will help you keep track of your progress and remain focused. Effectively communicate with your team. When you are debating on whether or not to implement new ideas, it's best to always discuss them with your team before implementing any to get their perspective, concerns, and needs. Think twice before charging. Before jumping into anything new, take some time to do more research, study the market, and decide on whether it will be a pro or a con for your business. Let go when and if necessary. The only time one should abandon a project is when the cost to maintain it far exceeds the amount of revenue generated. Furthermore, when the business has failed to expand with the landscape. Remember, the shiny object syndrome is not an actual disease, it's simply a way of thinking, usually characterized by not focusing on the matter at hand and instead staring into other directions because they are trendy and are painted to be more lucrative. Whenever you find yourself losing focus or drifting away, you should take the appropriate measures to keep yourself grounded, consistent, and focused towards the destination you wish to reach. Thank you.